Okay, to explore the other path, we need to lose bidding wars. So we want to go 1, 2... Oh, that's not an option here, is that? Damn. So yeah, they changed stuff here. I want to say this is the loser.
Is everyone in agreement?
Yes.
Yep.
Let's go with that.
Thank you for your entry. Please exit the dining hall so that
Rust.
wonderful start, if you would be. And it was a close one.
Okay.
Let's move on to round 2. Team A.
So before it was this one to be the loser.
You're in.
So scrolling
And
back
the
one.
winner. Really? Tie? The probability of this is.
Please die. No more maths.
Team A. Your 5 minute.
Yoshi?
So we're not
Power
really
up.
losing, but yeah. I want to say this should be the loser.
Let. Congratulations, Team B. After 3 rounds, you have come out victorious. And that means, Team A, you lose. Congrats! Congratulations, Yoshiki. Now, how to kill you. Can I get some suggestions from the audience?
Work him to death. None of us suggested anything. In my case, it was total shock.
No? What about you, ma'am? The lady with the scowl?
This isn't funny, Dai.
Congratulations, Yoshiki. You have won electrocution.
Aw, man.
Well, I guess it's a fitting way for me to die.
What? How so?
Yoshiki's father accidentally electrocuted himself to death.
You could say it's something of a family specialty.
That's a pretty strange family specialty. Yoshiki laughed half-heartedly at my poor attempt to lighten the mood.
Yeah. My family is pretty strange.
All right, I've surveyed the ship, and the best place to get electrocuted is the engineering bay. No surprise there. You all know the drill. Let's move it.
We start making our way towards the engineering bay. Yoshiki walked between me and the captain, chatting along the way as for any other day.
Kimmy, do you think there's an afterlife?
What do you think, Yoshiki?
I think there might be.
Shocking.
I'm sure there is. And I'm sure your parents are waiting for you.
You really think so?
We can hear him buzzing.
Of course I do. I'm just jealous they'll get to have you all to themselves.
The captain's eyes started to well up with tears, but she fought them back.
Well, don't worry, Kimmy. At this rate, I might see you next week.
Yoshiki grinned playfully at the captain.
I'll be sure to clean up before you arrive. I can't have you scolding me in the afterlife, too.
We'll see.
At that point, we arrived at the engineering bay, where we found Dai standing in front of a fuse box, looking quite pleased with herself.
All right, Yoshiki, if you would step this way, open this box, and, you know, grab onto some of the live wires, that would be awesome.
This isn't my first electrocution, Dai. I know how to kill myself.
Hey, I designed the game to be challenging.
Well, this appears to be my stop.
I'm sorry, BFF. I'm gonna miss you.
I'm going to miss you, too. Could you do me a favor while I'm gone?
Zap me. Name it.
Would you check in on Kimiko every once in a while?
You've got it, Yoshiki.
She especially likes it if you're late all the time.
It'll be a jolt. I'll try my best. Yoshiki said his goodbyes to everyone before hugging the captain, who began to cry again despite her best efforts.
Kimmy, sis, I love you. And I always will.
I love you too, Yoshiki. I'm sorry I couldn't save you. I'm so sorry.
What did I say about crying?
The captain sniffled before pulling away from the hug to salute Yoshiki.
Officer Sasaki, thank you for your contributions to the Everett. You have been relieved of your duties.
The crew all saluted Yoshiki, who seemed embarrassed by all the attention. Dai cleared her throat and made a wrap-it-up gesture with her right hand.
Yeah, I'm coming. Oh, I almost forgot. there's a present for you on my bed.
What? Yoshiki just smiled as he grabbed onto the exposed wires in the fuse box. His body jolted violently as thousands of volts ran through his body. The hairs on my head tingled as electricity filled the air. Its cacophonous crackle permeated the room, harsh to the ears. I held on to the captain, who looked as if she was moments away from reaching out and grabbing Yoshiki's twisted form. Last thing we need right now are more unnecessary deaths. After a few moments, Dai cut the power to the fuse box, and Yoshiki's burnt and lifeless body slumped to the ground.
Job well done, Dai. He's definitely dead.
Dai gave herself a small pat on the back. As soon as the electricity stopped, I let go of the captain, who was immediately on the ground with Yoshiki. She was propping up in her lap, attempting to get any response.
Yoshiki? Yoshiki?
Nicholas knelt down to check Yoshiki's vitals. He raised his head to meet the captain's eyes.
I'm sorry, Captain.
The captain broke down in tears, hugging Yoshiki so tightly that her cries were muffled by his lifeless body. Captain,
Leave her be.
I stepped away from the captain and stood back with the rest of the crew.
We all have places to be. Let's get out of here and allow the captain to grieve in peace.
Melody nuzzled into Beatrix's neck as she turned on her heels and followed Nicholas out of the engineering bay, whistling long before the others followed suit. I stood for a moment longer, watching as the captain continued to cry into Yoshiki's chest. Unable to bear it any longer, I finally turned and left. So I believe we're on the Katashi route now. I turned over my sleep, causing my hair to stand up with a static as it was drawn across the pillowcase. The sudden sting of the discharge tore me up from my sleep. Yoshiki! My eyes darted around the darkened room as I caught my breath. Yoshiki. As I came to, my head threw up images from the night before, making my stomach turn. Couldn't believe we'd lost. I'd failed him, and his blood was on my hands. Yoshiki was dead, and it was my fault. Why couldn't I have lost instead? I briefly contemplated facing the day to come before collapsing back into the bed. Hours later, I awoke. Feeling a weight on my feet, I tried to kick it off, thinking it was my blankets.
Oi!
Shizuka and Katashi were both perched at the end of my bed. How the hell did you get in here?
Shizuka has many hidden skills.
You hacked my door lock.
Not so much hacked as broke.
With a crowbar. You broke my door lock.
Well, yeah, but, you know, how else would I get in?
With a key? You could knock like a normal person.
We did. Multiple times. Apparently you're quite the heavy sleeper.
Or I didn't want to talk to you guys. Maybe I just didn't want to be bothered. Sat there with my arms crossed, making my unhappiness very clear.
Please don't be upset, newbie. We came to cheer you up.
Well, so far you aren't doing too well. I saw Katashi flinch, but he recovered with a strong smile immediately after, as if to challenge my negativity.
I have better things to do than deal with Miss Grumpy Bum here. I'm out.
Later. Shizuka slid off my bed and left, not looking back for even a second.
I'm impressed.
What?
I knew you would chase Shizuka away eventually. She looks for any excuse to avoid work. But within a minute? Well done.
That wasn't my intention.
Wasn't it? You didn't want us here before she left, and I assume you still don't.
Katashi was right. I just wanted to continue my solitary pity party.
I know you and Yoshiki were close. And I know for a fact that he wouldn't want you sulking in bed over him.
Yeah, and what exactly do you suggest? Katashi smiled as prepared for this exact question.
Oh, newbie, I thought you'd never ask. Would you like to join me in the kitchen for a bite to eat?
I'm not hungry.
Give me the opportunity to help your appetite return at least.
I sat considering his suggestion with arms still crossed. I'm on the fence, convince me.
May I persuade you with vivid descriptions of what awaits you?
Go on.
If you were to accompany me to the kitchen, I can promise you a flavor festival, nay, a veritable culinary carnival for your taste buds.
Well, I'm now intrigued.
Imagine fluffy pancakes, plump strawberries, rich chocolate sauce, melted butter, freshly baked bread, homemade jam.
Okay, I get it.
Has my persuasion been successful?
The laugh I had been desperately holding back burst out. You had me at chocolate sauce. Katashi punched the air triumphantly.
Alrighty then. Up and at it. Let's go get him, soldier.
Comically grumbling in faux protest, I hastened from my bed and followed Katashi to the kitchen. When we arrived at the kitchen, I could see that Katashi had been cooking for hours. There was food everywhere, more food than I thought I could eat in a whole lifetime. Wow, you've really gone all out.
I knew that I wouldn't disappoint you.
I'm amazed that one person can make so much food and it still looks so delicious.
Oh, newbie. You know just how to make me blush.
Katashi giggled as he ran up and down the aisle and explained all of his creations.
So everything here is a breakfast food one way or another. But I've divided the room into savory and sweet. Which do you prefer?
Let's go with savory.
Savory, eh? Perhaps you have a more mature palate than I gave you credit for.
I am very mature.
Is that so?
Nah, I'm just used to bland savory foods after living on dehydrated field rations my entire life.
I sometimes forget that you haven't been here forever. I just can't imagine a time without you as part of the crew.
Think back a month. Couldn't help but feel embarrassed. It's time for me to swiftly change the subject. Which do you prefer, the farm or the kitchen?
Why do you ask?
You're basically the caretaker of both, so I thought perhaps you had a preference.
That's like asking me which parent I would say from a burning building.
That's the point.
Allow me to clarify. My dad was a chef. The finest chef on all of Earth.
Wasn't sure if it was true or not, but Katashi seemed very proud, so I didn't want to burst his bubble.
I learned all of my kitchen skills from him. And all of my farming skills from my mom.
Really?
Yeah, my mom was the farmer. She used to hate when Dad called her that. She had degrees in agricultural engineering, botany, and even veterinary science.
Wow, I can see why Farmer might be downplaying her skills.
She gave as good as she got, don't worry. She called my dad a cook.
Isn't that the same thing as a chef?
According to the countless lectures I received, no. Sometimes I would call him a cook just to laugh at him while he flew into a rage over it.
Well, I learn something new every day.
Hopefully that suffices to answer your initial question. I could never choose one over the other.
Must have been nice having parents with such different skills.
It only meant I had twice the expectations to live up to.
Never thought of it like that.
Either way, I'm grateful to my parents for passing some of their copious talent on to me. I just wish I was half as good as either of them.
I'm quite sure you are, and I have no doubt they're both proud of you.
If I were you, I'd save my convictions until after trying all of these dishes.
Katashi deftly tossed a fork to me, signaling me to begin the feast. Within moments, I had a mouthful of pancake. This is so good.
I want to try. I want to try.
No, find your own. In shock, my pancake shot down the wrong way, bringing me on a huge coughing
Newbie,
fit.
are you okay?
Katashi rubbed my back while I struggled to regain control of my breathing. My eyes streamed, bulging in red.
Katashi! It isn't even game time, yet you're trying to kill a crew member.
How ambitious of him.
On second thoughts, I think I'll pass on your food. It's clearly not suitable for human or AI consumption.
Regardless of Dai's obvious antagonizing, Katashi still excited by her words. Dai, what do you want?
You all right there? Do you need me to rescue you from this cook?
Maybe. Katashi stared daggers at Dai. I'm fine, I just need a drink. Katashi poured me a glass of water, which I guzzled down with relief. Much better, thanks, Katashi.
Least I could do, given that I just about killed you.
Katashi meant the words in jest, but a tinge of guilt crept through.
You two finished?
We both nodded impatiently so Dai would share her reason for being here.
It's that time again. Time for an explanation of the new deletion game. I'm going to need you to report to the dining hall pronto.
Alright, message received.
Fantastic! See you there, kiddies!
Dai waved childishly as she walked backwards straight through the wall.
Are you okay, newbie? I'm so sorry.
I'm fine, it was my fault. My experiment to see if I could inhale pancakes was a resounding failure.
Thanks for making me feel better, newbie. We best head to the dining hall before Princess Pain in the Ass kills us for being
That's
late.
her new nickname. Yes, we'd better. Having no death wishes today, we both made our way briskly to the dining hall.
Wonderful! Everyone's here.
The captain turned on Dai, her words cold and measured.
Now that everyone is here, explain the game and then leave.
Aww, is someone still sulking over?
Dai stopped abruptly, feigning forgetfulness.
What was his name again?
Steve?
Yogi? Yobashi? Yo... something.
You know his name was Yoshiki. I care not for your antics. Get to the point.
Wow, I think I've actually broken the captain.
Dai waved her hands in front of the captain, who paid her no attention.
I didn't think I would ever say this. Captain, I'm sorry.
The captain ignored Dai. She knew this was probably another one of her traps.
I'm serious.
Why would you start being serious now?
Beatrix placed herself squarely between Dai and the captain.
You killed Yoshiki, yet you have the nerve to tell the captain you're sorry? Tell us about your game and get out.
Dai was visibly shocked by Beatrix's aggression, but a coy smile quickly took over.
That's so much better.
What?
That fighting spirit. I knew I could count on you, Trixie. The captain's attitude is boring.
The captain wasn't mentally present in the conversation any longer, and she wasn't about to respond to anything.
But you're a breath of fresh air. There's still hope for this game yet. Allow me to introduce you to the newest round of the deletion game, Vampire Children.
Yeah, we're skipping this. Skip it.
Vampire Children is played over 3 cycles. One person will be chosen at random by me and be made the vampire. I'll tell this person in secret, and the 6 other people are humans. No one will know for sure who is a vampire and who is a human, other than themselves. During each cycle, you have the choice to either mate with another person or not. It's not compulsory, but definitely advisable. However, you can't mate with the same person twice, even during different cycles. Where's the fun in that, right? Every time 2 humans mate, 2 children are born. When 1 human and 1 vampire mate, no children are born, but that human becomes a vampire for life, and for point's sake, a vampire child. If 2 vampires mate, nothing happens except a good time. Only the original vampire will know that they're a vampire. Humans who unknowingly mate with a vampire won't know until the end of the game. After each cycle, I will announce the total count, human babies produced, and new vampires created. After 3 cycles, the human and vampire children counts will be tallied. If there are more vampire children than humans, the human that created the fewest human babies will be executed. If more human babies exist, the starting vampire will be executed. Now, 1 versus 6 can seem lonely, so here's my offer to the soon-to-be vampire. The vampire can choose a Bonnie to their Clyde. This person will knowingly and willingly become a vampire in the first round, and will win and lose alongside the vampire. If the vampire wins, so do they, and so they are spared from death. But if the vampire loses, so does that person, and we have a double execution. Be careful though, your Bonnie and Clyde dreams may be short-lived, and your partner might out you as the vampire. So, tell others at your own risk. I will notify you of your human or vampire status sometime before the game begins on Sunday morning. This is my favorite game to date. Any questions? Need me to repeat?
Just think, we only have to hear that 4 more times.
Excellent.
Dai suddenly zapped out of the room and the broadcast opened overhead, where we could all hear Dai using her best customer service voice.
We understand that you have a choice in Deletion Game Carrier, and want to thank you all so much for choosing the Dai Deletion Game service. We murder for your satisfaction, and we look forward to servicing you again this Sunday.
Everyone filed out of the dining hall, leaving the captain sitting alone. I stopped Beatrix in the hallway. Beatrix?
What is it, sailor?
Thank you for staying up for the captain.
It wasn't her I was standing up for.
What do you mean?
Yoshiki was like a younger brother to the captain.
Eyewitnesses Beatrix's eyes filled with unbridled rage.
No one touches little brothers.
Beatrix stormed off down the hallway. Everyone took the rest of the day to let the game and the situation sink in. I knew that Beatrix acted bulletproof, but she had a soft heart. She could make up any excuse she liked, but at the end of the day it was obvious she was protecting the captain. Heroine? Huh?
Please wake up.
But sleeping...
The captain has requested your presence on the bridge.
What time is it?
Precisely 4 a.m.
What the hell? What could she possibly want at this hour?
She has concerns that require your counsel.
Can't this wait until a more regular time of day?
Would you like me to ask her to postpone your counsel?
Don't ask, tell. Do you think she'd be okay with that?
Historical data on similar situations would lead me to believe that this is unlikely.
Fine, let her know I'm coming.
As you wish.
I left my room, leaving me scrambling to find my uniform. I arrived breathless on the bridge to find the captain pacing, visibly worried. Captain, what's wrong?
Oh, thank you for coming.
My pleasure. So, what's wrong?
I have some concerns.
About what exactly?
Just over a week ago, I made the choice to stay on course towards the black hole.
Yes, I remember, and your argument made sense, so what's the problem?
We will be at the closest point to the black hole tomorrow just after 4 a.m., and people are already dying on my watch. I don't want to sentence the entire crew to death at once.
Captain, I'm sure that Shizuka will be able to navigate us through. We should easily be able to avoid the event horizon, so the only thing we need to deal with is time dilation, but even then the effect shouldn't be observable by us.
Time dilation?
To put simple, time passes slower for those closer to a black hole than those further away from it, so a day to us might in fact be a year for others further away, but theoretically we shouldn't even notice. The captain started looking even more concerned. Nothing I was saying was helping here, maybe I was making it worse. My father always said that people are like parrots, they love their own reflections and their own voices. Maybe this is what he meant. Here goes. Captain, would you rather have a 100% chance of death or a 50% chance? Even with you navigating, we at least have a chance of survival. The captain's worried demeanor quickly melted away and she turned her glance to me smirking.
Wise words. I wonder where you got them from.
Katashi.
But you are right, and so was I. Not chancing the black hole is a death sentence in itself.
See, all better. No point worrying about what we can't control. We either die from a black hole or a psychotic AI system, both noble deaths. The captain took a moment looking stern before breaking into a laugh.
Noble indeed. Thank you for the laugh and for your counsel.
I aim to please.
You have done very well then.
The captain smiled, obviously more relaxed than when I had arrived.
Before you leave, may I ask a question of you?
I didn't do it. Of course.
Do you have a favorite method that helps you concentrate?
A method?
Something you do that helps you to think clearly?
For example...
I find listening to music helps me concentrate.
What problem are you trying to solve?
Take your pick. A black hole, die, a resource crisis.
The captain gave a resigned chuckle. Guess that was a pretty silly question.
I will forgive you. It is 4 a.m. after all.
Your forgiveness means a lot to me.
So, do you have a method to help you concentrate?
Wish I had something miraculous, but I don't know if such a thing exists.
Perhaps you should try listening to music.
Think I'll give it a shot. Right now, I'd pretty much try anything to help me find the missing piece of all these puzzles.
That is all I need from you. You are dismissed.
Yahoo! Bed, here I come. Swiftly head back to my headquarters. I slowly cracked open my eyes and was amazed to find myself blissfully free of the usual fatigue. I let out a deeply satisfied yawn, stretching my arms out in front of me. Alright, brain, we're friends, right? I feel like we can make some real progress today. I jumped enthusiastically out of bed and with renewed vigor strode up to the lab to get things underway. The lights blinked on in the lab as I crossed the threshold, emptied out the box of research notes, and laid them out on the desk. Alrighty, come on, brain, we got this. Just then I remembered what the captain had said earlier.
Good morning. Your serotonin and oxytocin levels appear to be elevated above the usual average.
Guess that means my pep talk worked. I'm feeling just like I've been getting close to a breakthrough.
That is good news. However, I regret to inform you that I still have no new information regarding Dai or the deactivation code.
That's okay, we'll manage somehow.
Thank you for your assurance. How may I be of assistance this morning?
I was hoping you could play some music through the lab PA system.
Of course. Any requests?
Your choice surprised me. I bowed in acknowledgement and disappeared as she did. Music began playing through the loudspeakers in the lab. Not bad, not bad. My good mood made the morning fly by. Sometime before midday, I put down the papers and took out the pocket watch, turning it over and over in my hands, expecting secrets to fall out. Go on, watch. Tell me what you know. I'm listening.
Newbie!
I looked up and saw Katashi in the doorway of the lab. I couldn't hear him very well over the loud music.
I need you in.
Hang on. Hi, please turn off the music. The music stopped instantly, leaving a ringing in my ears. Katashi was still attempting to yell over the music.
Regret it!
Katashi and I both simultaneously broke into laughter. To what do I owe this pleasure, Katashi?
I need you.
Say no more. My chest tightened and my heart raced as I prepared for what was to inevitably follow.
To accompany me to the rec room.
I let out a sigh of relief. I was not in the frame of mind for a deep and potentially awkward conversation. The rec room? What for?
I prepared some popcorn and would like to extend you an invitation to my evening of movies.
You're going to watch movies?
Well, newbie, your hearing checks out. That is, in fact, what I said.
Katashi smiled at me playfully.
I think you've worked enough. You need to take a break. And who better to spend a break with than yours truly?
What a bold assumption. He appeared very pleased that I could poke fun at him in return.
Well?
Let's go. You know what? Sounds delightful.
Really? You're in?
Katashi couldn't hide the excitement in his voice. Calm down.
Sorry. I was seriously expecting you to just brush me off.
No, you're right. I do need a break.
Meet you in the rec room in 5 minutes?
Sure, see you there. Katashi danced out of the room, and I even saw him jump up and click his heels together as he pirouetted down the hall. Packed in my work and followed closely behind him to the rec room. I found Katashi blobbing happily in one of the armchairs very close to the television. Your company has arrived.
I'm a very lucky man.
Katashi smiled ear to ear as I took a seat in the opposite chair. So, what are we watching?
That's entirely up to you.
I get to choose? I choose static.
Naturally. What genre of movie do you like the most?
Let's see if they actually do it here.
Really? Horror movies?
The gorier, the better. I want to see blood and guts and...
Okay, I get it. You're a sick puppy that could give Dai a run for her money.
You know it. What's your favorite genre?
What do you think my favorite genre is?
Horror.
I can't handle even the smallest bits of gore.
Really?
Yeah, really. One time I tried to watch a horror film with Yoshiki, and I threw up violently into his lap.
He had it coming. What? So you really can't handle them?
Nope. Not even a little bit.
So what is your favorite then?
Romantic films.
Lame. Really? Romance movies are your absolute favorite?
Is the need to find true love really something to laugh at?
Yes. I guess not. Sorry I laughed. I guess I just didn't expect it from you.
Consider it forgotten already. Let's get this movie rolling.
We sat and watched movies for 4 hours. The popcorn sadly lasted fewer than 10 minutes. After the movies, I wished Katashi a good night and made my way back to my quarters. Never really spent time like this before, just relaxing and watching movies. Wasn't sure if I loved movies or just spending time with Katashi. The thought made me blush. I looked around to make sure there was no one to witness this. I placed the precious pocket watch on the bedside table before hopping in, satisfied with how the evening had gone. I sighed with contentment and snuggled deeper into my bed. My thoughts couldn't have been further from tomorrow's impending deletion game.